First of all, thank you so much for taking this interview. We were aware that you guys had a meet and greet before this, so thank you so much for taking the time still for the interviews. It's an honor to be here with you. I've been craving this interview for such a long time. You're one of my idols here in the game, so it's an honor
Thank
to
you.
be here
Thank
with you.
you.
So first of all, I'd like to ask you about the impressions after this match, about what you guys have been doing well. Like I know that you are like taking an eye on the guys and see what does need improvement and everything. So after today's match, what have you seen that makes you say, okay, we know we are making progress. We're on our way. We still need a little bit more of time.
Yeah. Um, that one's easy. I was just telling the guys right now, I know it's painful. We feel like shit right now for getting bullied in the server, but the great news is that we were in control. For the beginning of the rounds, we just weren't decisive enough off the information we had. And if you look at the match on Haven, when I go back and I rewatch it, I'll definitely see more of the smaller micro details. But for me, just thinking back freshly out of this match, we had control. We had multiple opportunities where we were in 2v1s or 5v4s, um, and on the way to flank, and we weren't decisive enough. So for us, thinking back on our first 2 weeks, of stage one, it's something we worked on extremely hard on, is being aware of how much control we had and being decisive on it, being confident on the control that we had. So I think we accomplished that. Unfortunately, in Valorant, when you lose the big swing rounds, you lose the pistols, you lose these rounds that you had, it was right there in your grasp. The snowball is so hard to stop.
Sometimes,
So
yeah.
for sure, for us, scoreline wise, we got destroyed. Morale wise, we got destroyed a little bit. But for me, I still see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I do remember that season in 2023 where also everything kind of started slow for you guys, but then all of a sudden, you guys had like that run that got you to Tokyo and then to champs, and then you did the unthinkable. So yeah, hopes are up definitely because you have the talent and everything you need. Um, Talking about this, I was talking to Boosty the other day, regarding that there are some teams that make adjustments, searching for results, right? Like they lose some games, they had like a bad run on kickoff, and they start switching pieces. But then I was asking him if he believed that it was like a good thing to do, or if it was like a complete no go. He told me that it's important to stay as a core, and right now you guys have two new additions that Icy and Jay have been added to the team. And talking about this, you guys have a long term project for this, um, and how important is to maintain the group and to whether not minding the results. I mean, could be good, could be not that good, but building a project and maintaining a group. How important it is for a team in franchise right now.
Ooh, for me and how I coach and my systems, it's very important. It's extremely important. Um, you know, building trust and building that foundation is was the starting piece of everything for us in 2023. So for me, it's really important. Um, and time is something that you just cannot buy. And when I think back on 23, we also had to make a roster change that year. It was not one that I wanted to make, but it was adapting and improvising. So I'll say, having a core and maintaining that core to try to be consistent should always be the base and the foundation. But adapting and improvising is probably the most important aspect of this. And if you have the correct core of players with you, then you're going to be able to roll with the punches. So, um, all the things are important, but yes, for me, having a core and building that consistent foundation has always been a huge part of my process.
Yeah, and we've seen the results of that. So yeah, we are believers of that. Um, Talking about also from 2023. Right now, there's some discussion between some Leviathan fans regarding Max being a controller rather than just a main jet, as some people would love to see. I know this is not exactly on your turf right now, but talking about the Max you had in 2023, the Max that had this switch to Brim to Jet to race and everything. Um, what would be like the thing that made him say, you know what, I'm gonna go controller on this map. We have this thing prepared. What were the skills he had in order to make that change that makes him a player viable for this flex?
Hmm. You know, I think in 23 the meta just allowed um Demon 1 to be on Astra, but I think Omen players takes a whole nother different kind of skill set. And Demon 1 was never at that time in 23 when I coached him, he was not a good Omen at that time. I'm not sure exactly the inner workings of how it went with Lev, and I do think I'm sure he's worked extremely hard on that agent, but stylistically and game IQ wise and awareness wise, it didn't make sense at that time for him to be an Omen player. I think the meta has changed so much since then that yeah, I don't. We have the same problems on EG right now with just everyone making
Yeah,
everyone comfortable. You know, getting Yay um, on that comfortable role and comfortable agent. So I definitely understand where Lev is coming from. I had success on finding it out in 23, but it was a different meta, a different time, and it was probably a lot more simpler then as well. Just the yeah, just sticking your best aimer on Astra was super easy to do in
yeah.
23.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it did show practically. Right now, well, I think he's finding himself again, and he's in the process of getting there. And talking about findings, Floor just dropped a 70 bomb on EMEA. It was
So
just
good.
amazing, amazing to watch. She's breaking ground, making this transition between game changers and VCT franchises. That's something that at certain point, Leo Faria talked about, like getting that barrier gone and having co-ed rosters. As as per today, as having Floor in Apex, did you see another player from the game changer scene, maybe like next year, being tested by some team, and what would be like the biggest challenge for that to happen?
Ooh, that's a great question. It's hmm. I'm not sure that we'll see it as soon as next year. I hope so. I think Fluorescent is such a special player, so I hope so. I really hope so. I'm trying to think in my mind who I would um look at immediately, but yeah, the talent in Valorant, it's everywhere. I think that's one of the great things about this game is the potential is crazy. So yeah, I think it's possible. I don't see it happening next year. I feel like it's too soon, but it's possible. It's definitely possible next year. Fluorescent's already shown us that. Um, it's just a matter of what team is gonna take that risk.
Yeah, because I mean, Mel, I think it was last year, a couple months before, about Mel's controversy regarding that teams didn't want it like to try, didn't want to scrim. But I mean, she's an awesome player. Also, Alexis or Mimi, or I mean, there's a lot of talent over there, and hopefully, we would love to see more of it. That, well, besides the off-season events, which are really fun, but besides that, I hope to see that one day on franchises. I think we're almost about time. Just to wrap up, Coach, you have contract with EG up to 2027. I think that, yeah, maybe you haven't given a thought like what you want to do next, or maybe if you want to try another region, or maybe if you want to train a Mexico-based Premier player with gold rank, that
Okay,
would
that's
be
you.
awesome. But if you, well, being the same as it is, having China, having Pacific, having EMEA, is there, have you been giving a thought as if you would like to maybe base somewhere else to keep coaching? Is there another region that maybe caught your eye at this point?
If I was younger, this would be such an easy answer. But moving to a different region is a whole nother adventure in itself. So I'll say I'm not sure. But I love competition and I love Valorant. So I don't see myself doing anything else for a while, besides trying to compete and trying to make that 2023 run happen again.
I hope
Um,
so too.
but but I'm not sure what's next after this. Everyone says it's probably GMing, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, hopefully, I know you're gonna do great up then. You are one of the most talented coaches and former players I've ever seen. So again, I think we are have great hopes and you're gonna have great success in the near future. So,
Thank
wishing
you,
you the
thank
best. Thank you the time for taking this interview, and hopefully we'll see you later. Maybe take another interview, and if there's a chance maybe to have a deeper conversation, a larger conversation, hopefully to get approached by with EG people, it would be awesome. So thank you so much for your time, Coach. Have a nice
thank
day.
you, thank you.
Bye bye.
Good to see you.
See ya.
En la grieta vamos a luchar, con nuestras teclas la victoria alcanzar, vamos con estrategia.